Thank you. This should be a most interesting TNT with, considering the merit of our very first guest who has been around professional wrestling for many moons, as they say, manager Freddie Blassie along with Hercules Hernandez. Would you welcome them, please? Mr. Blassie, what sort of aspirations do you have for Hercules Hernandez?
Nothing but the best. The man, without a doubt, is the greatest Latin wrestler I've ever seen. I've been looking for a good Latin wrestler, somebody that these pencil neck geeks, these Latins could be proud of. They haven't had nobody could be proud of that they could boast about. But Hercules Hernandez, I guarantee you, 6'5", 268 pounds, and all meanness.
And that qualifies him then for potential greatness, does it?
That certainly does, because I only handle the best. You know that.
Here to date, Mr. Blassie, you've been normally managing foreign wrestlers, it would seem to me. Why Hercules Hernandez now from the United States?
Well, he's a foreign wrestler. I made him a foreigner. With the name of Hernandez, he can be from anywhere. Well, don't tell him where you're from.
He could
Hercules.
be, but he's not.
All right, Freddie.
He just listens to me. And don't get too cocky sitting behind that desk there, fella. I'm apt to turn him loose. How come you haven't got Sheik and Volkov over here annihilating all these pencil neck geeks?
And what do you mean by that?
They should all be pinned with the Sheik and Volkov on
well, let's
top.
take a look at Hercules Hernandez doing just what you said. We'll take you now to some videotape, and we'll see Hercules Hernandez in action.
Mean individual.
Well, this man is cast right out of the mold of the Fred Blassie doctrine of wrestling. Very, look at the Fred Blassie certainly appreciating the talents of Hercules Hernandez.
He's bragging about his big arms, and they are big, aren't they?
Yes, but so many times, it's, as we have seen, it's not how large they are, really, or even how strong. It's what you can do with them in the ring and in conjunction with all the other body parts and make things work.
Well, so far, in an illegal sense, of course, with his tactics, but so far he's got those parts working very well for himself.
Yes, he does.
Because Mancini has provided no opposition to, no competition to for him at all.
Scoops up Mancini. The knee driving it down in the lower back area. What's this?
Backbreaker.
Gets him right up there. Holds him up there. Lets him think about it. Big, strong man like that can really do some damage to the back.
Boy, look at that. Oh, wow. The way he just dropped him off like that, huh?
That's not exactly the kind of face you'd want to take home to meet your sister, that's for sure. Let's get the official
Here's your
word.
winner, Hercules Hernandez.
Hercules Hernandez, the pride of manager Freddie Blassie.
All right, Mr. Blassie, I guess you're pretty proud of what you saw moments ago, although that was not much in the way of competition, was it?
The best competition I could find. Everybody's scared to wrestle Hercules. I have a hard time trying to get him opponents. So we're going to have to shoot right for the top, right at the start.
I see. That's not exactly shooting quite at the top, I wouldn't think. Mr. Hernandez, how do you feel about being associated with such a infamous individual as manager Freddie Blassie?
Well, you know, Freddie Blassie has to be one of the greatest managers that has ever been in professional wrestling. And what you just saw there, what I did to that boy, I squashed him like a grape. That's a perfect example of what's going to happen to every wrestler in the WWF. They're all scared of me, just like Freddie said. What can I say?
They're
I'm the
afraid.
best.
You're the
and
best.
I got the best manager in the world. Nothing can stop me.
Mr. Hernandez, I think you're going to find that the competition is a little tougher than perhaps you perceive it to be. I mean,
Well, that's all right with me because everybody that knows me knows I like to fight. And that's what I like to do. So if you want to get in the ring with me, you better bring your big shoes, baby, because we're going to have a good fight.
Well, that seems to be more or less your style, does it not? Is sort of a brawling type of a technique. I mean, we see very little in the way of scientific maneuvers in the ring.
Well, you ain't gonna see a whole lot of arm drags, hip tosses, and this and that, but you're gonna see a little bit of...
That's really your kind of man, isn't it?
You know how
You're very proud
I
of this.
found this man?
No, we would be interested to know.
I was over in Mexico, and I seen a bunch of goofs flying out, one after another. And I thought, oh my God, there must be about 15 guys there whipping up on all these pepper bellies, you know? And there was only one. It was Hercules. He was throwing them out right and left, just like throwing out peanuts.
Where was this in Mexico, Miss Bussy?
Tijuana, Mexico.
Tijuana it was.
That's right. Right on the other side of the border of San Diego. My stomping ground.
Yes, you're on stomping grounds for sure. Back with more TNT, Mr. Blassie. Mr. Blassie.
He just kicked him out of the ring, the Sheik.
He did? The Sheik?
Yeah. And here's Volkov stomping Hulk Hogan right in the face, improving his looks. Boom.
You're having a lot of fun over there, aren't you? All right.
Get him again.
If you could stay with us for a moment, would you please welcome our very next guest, the newly crowned, believe it or not, once again, the ladies' champion of the world, the fabulous Moolah. Have a seat there, Miss Moolah. And I can't believe it, but once again, you are the...
Why can't you believe it? If you remember the last time I was here, do you remember what I told you?
Yes, indeed. You said that you were training, and once again, you were going to become champion.
I said I would get it one way or the other, did I not?
Yes.
But what does that look like?
That's definitely the ladies' championship belt. I must say, though, that most everyone in the wrestling world is quite surprised. I think perhaps even a few were shocked that once again you're at the... No, you're not shocked nor
Never.
surprised, Mr.
I always
Blassie.
said she was a world champ, and it proved I was right once again, as I usually am.
Well, it just so happens that we have out in the audience Lord Alfred Hayes. And Alfred, you might want to ask a few questions of those in the audience concerning Miss Moolah's championship reign once again. Take it.
Vince, we have lots of people here who want to ask questions. So as a gentleman here, and I'll ask him, what is your name, sir?
Mike.
Would you like to stand up, Mike? Sure.
I'd like to know if Moolah plans on retiring soon, you know, or just keeping on to the belt, or what she plans on doing with it.
I can't hear him.
He wants to know if you're going to retire soon, Moolah.
Why should I retire? I could beat you. I don't need to retire.
There's no
There's
doubt
another
about
gentleman just here would like to ask a question. What is your name, sir?
Robert Cole. Fabulous Moolah, you've said many times that you like to wrestle male wrestlers. What kind of wrestling would you like to do with Alfred Hayes?
Oh. Ooh. I don't think that'd be much of a contest.
I don't think it would either. Anyway, mine and Alfred Hayes' business is private.
Oh.
Thank you, Moolah. Thank
Alfred,
you
you've
very
made
much.
that very clear from time to time.
Let's find a young lady around here and see if she has a question for you, Moolah. Would you like to ask a question?
I don't know a question.
You don't know a question? What's your name?
Debbie.
Well, what do you think about that, Moolah? You've absolutely spellbound her.
Oh,
How old are you?
I'm old enough to be the world's champion twice.
All right. And with that, we'll be back with more TNT. We're going to take you when we return to Miss Moolah's championship match in Madison Square Garden, in which she became the ladies' champion once again for the, well, how many times would that be?
Second time.
For the second time. But now that means you have held the title all total how many years? Longer than anyone.
First time was 27 years and 8 months.
That's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Okay, doke, we'll be back with that event from Madison Square Garden. Stay with us.
I said you do it, and you did it.
One more TNT and the fabulous Moolah, along with Freddie Blassie, Hercules Hernandez, and in a few moments we're going to take you back to Madison Square Garden. But when we see you making your way to the ring, or actually in the ring in the garden, it's not going to quite look like the Fabulous Moolah, is it?
No, it isn't.
What's it going to look like?
I don't know. The only thing I know is I had intentions of winning the belt. I had sent the Spider Lady on several matches with Wendy, and she couldn't do the job, and I knew I could, and I did it.
Well, that's exactly what happened, was it not? That Wendy signed for a match with
That's
the
right.
Spider Lady, and the Spider Lady who jumped into the ring on that fateful night in Madison Square Garden
Was
was
me.
you, and
That's
not
right.
the normal Spider Lady.
That's right.
Isn't that a little bit of
Smarter
trickery, tomfoolery there, the Fabulous Moolah?
Listen, all I can say is all is fair in love and war. And that good-looking man on the front row there with the checkered coat on, he can tell you that. Right, Popsy?
Who you calling Pops?
You.
I ain't got pop for any money.
That's right, you couldn't afford me.
I wouldn't want to afford
You could never afford me. I spend more for breakfast than you make in a
You
year.
forgot something. You forgot something. Your grinders, you left them in a glass on a dresser.
What?
No, you did.
At home.
Would you please be kind?
Well, that's old Gummy.
All right, Bless.
You don't call me a dummy.
All right,
No,
come
I
on.
call you Gummy.
You're the dummy. Take yours out at night.
All right, here we go now. The Madison Square Garden. The Fabulous Moolah makes her way to the ring. Let's take a look now at the videotape. Here we go.
Rammed into that top turnbuckle. Whole lot of hair there. Can't really tell how effective those shots are. I can tell you how effective that is right there. Very. This referee's very tentative, Jess.
Well, he seems to be letting them do what they want to do. They set the pace at the outset. Wendy Richter set the pace, Gorilla. She
Sure
went in
did.
right at the start and started roughing it up. So, you know, the match was dictated right from the start, and I think the referee's just going with the flow.
Well, it's all right to go with the flow as long as you do your job. Why isn't he counting now, Jess? She's still on the ropes. Spider's still on the ropes. Slingshot now by the champion. Clothesline by Wendy. Down goes the Spider. One count. Nope. Handful of hair got her out of trouble there. Spider going, oh, small package. Nicely executed. Whoa, was that close? What was that? Referee made a 3 count. Appears that the referee has made a 3 count. And Wendy, the champ, look at that. It is Moolah. It is Moolah. Take a look, Jess. Look at this. Wendy scoops her up in a backbreaker. However, I think this match is over.
I don't know what the results is, Gorilla. We got chaos here. I don't understand it. We're going to have to wait for the referee's decision.
I think the referee made a 3 count, Jess, on the champion. Moolah going over, picking up the mask. And Wendy's still all over, dishing out punishment. But I believe Wendy Richter has lost the title. History made here at Madison Square Garden. Referee pushing her back. We're gonna look at, he's presenting the belt to Moolah. We have a new champion. Referee made a 3 count on that small package to our blind side, but we heard the bell ring. Let's see if we can get some official notification. Let's see if we can get it from Howard Finkel.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this bout and new World Wrestling Federation Ladies Champion, the Spider, the Fabulous Moolah.
What do they call you now? What do we all call you? I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of names we could call you, but just the Fabulous Moolah.
What do you mean a lot of names, Vince? The
Well,
champion, that's the only name you could call me.
We could call you
right.
Spider, Moolah. We could call you Lady Moolah? We could, you know, what is Spider Lady Fab?
Champion, try that on for size.
Spider Fabulous?
Ugly. Don't be jealous, honey. It'll get you no place.
That's right.
What do you want to be referred to?
The Fabulous Moolah, the world's champion lady wrestler.
Mr. Blassie, you didn't have a hand in this tomfoolery, did you?
Never mind. There's the belt. There's the belt. There's the proof of the pudding. Now that's what you can call her, the Fabulous Moolah, the world wrestling champion, the lady wrestling champion, the greatest of all times.
Your friend had a comment.
Oh, well, that idiot don't pay no attention to what he says. They don't even know he's loose.
Come on, Mr. Blassie.
Oh, I'm very nice, and I'm taking it easy with him. If I wanted to, I could cut him to ribbons. This guy here.
Just like you unleash Hercules Hernandez on opponents, right?
That's right. Hercules Hernandez is the next world heavyweight wrestling champion. Take a look at him. Vicious, mean. Henry doesn't like nobody.
You gotta keep your eye on me there, Vince.
I would say that's pretty much your philosophy as well, is it not, Miss
Sounds
Moolah?
good to me.
What was Jesse Ventura's win if you must?
Win if you must, lose if you... Win if you can, lose if you must, but at all times, cheat. That was Freddie Blassie's saying.
Well, Miss Moolah, you did just that, but nonetheless, you are the ladies' champion once again. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Vince.
We'll be back as we continue with more TNT. Scott McGee, a youngster, is going to join us. Stay with us. Back with more TNT. Earlier on, while we were taking the commercial break, someone from the audience asked about the demise of young Rick McGraw, who was an up-and-coming wrestler in the World Wrestling Federation and thought very highly of, not just for his physical skills, but for what he brought to the World Wrestling Federation. There is, and many of you would like to know this, there is a special memorial match that's going to be held in Charlotte, North Carolina, which was the home of Rick McGraw, on December 16. I believe that to be a Tuesday night. Monday night, maybe. Check it out. In any event, the date is December 16 at the Park Center in Charlotte. All of the wrestlers that are wrestling that night are donating their purses, and it should be an extraordinary event for the Rick McGraw Memorial Match. Individuals that have signed, some of whom have signed: Roddy Piper, Ricky Steamboat, Big John Studd, Andre the Giant, King Kong Bundy, and the champion himself, Hulk Hogan. So all of you might want to know. That's December 16 at the Park Center in Charlotte. Right now, if you would welcome our next guest, a young man who has tremendous potential and well-rounded athletic skills all the way around. Would you please welcome our next guest from the British Isles?
From England.
Another one of your...
Not my discovery, no. He's been wrestling
He's
somewhere.
not your discovery. He does not follow in your footsteps then. Let's hope not. He'll have a short career. Would you welcome Scott McGee? Tell me something, Scott. The checkered career of one Lord Alfred Hayes, is it well known in jolly old England, or?
Yes,
it is.
Back in England, Lord is very famous for wrestling over there. But back then he was judo. His specialty was the judo technique.
Is that right?
Yeah, he's very famous in England.
Now, Alfred, this is something I didn't know about. Tell us a little something. You had a
Yes, I
judo
have a
background?
Third dan black belt, and I captained the European team, the team which represented Europe in the World Games in Hungary.
That was 1919. No.
I wasn't going to say the date.
1923?
No, a little later than that, just a little.
In fact, at home I've got a program from with a picture of Alfred from like 1962 when he was doing his judo stuff like this. Yeah, 62.
Hey, where is this picture in terms of location in the house? Is it in the bedroom, the bathroom, or the living room? Where?
No, it's just in a regular old cupboard, above the coats and boots and stuff.
Oh, good for you.
I look at it all the time, though. I really
and
do.
by now it has a lot of dust on it, right? Yeah. Just like Alfred himself. All right. We'll take you now. Where are we going? Scott McGee in action. Is that where we're going? Let's take you now to videotape.
Maybe knock the wind out of him. Unexpected move like that will a lot of times knock the wind out of you.
He's holding that left arm,
elbow,
that left elbow.
You don't want to show a guy like Thornton that you've got some part of your body injured. Oh, and he's limping as well, Jess. Youngster's hurt. That ring experience coming into play now. He can't seem to put any weight. Whoa, just brush blocked him there. McGee tried to get out of the way, but Thornton was too quick for him, just brush blast him. Side headlock. Look at that, a 360, and they both hit head-to-head, look like. Referee issuing a double count here, which will stop as soon as, well, it stopped already.
As soon as contact's made or one man gets to his feet.
Setting him up. Wow. Went down hard again. Down for the cover. Trying to bridge out of there.
Thornton needs to put together a combination here, I think. A combination of moves. He's trying to do it with one move, and it's not going to get done.
Uh-oh, look out. Monkey flip coming up. Beautifully executed by Scott McGee. Drop kick, and Thornton goes over the top rope. Down to the concrete, not the place to be here in the Garden.
McGee caught Thornton flush on the face with that flying drop kick and knocked him right over the top ropes.
Suplex coming up. The hard way to bring him back in. Youngster going to the outside now. Look out. I don't think Thornton is hurt that bad. Be careful in there. Oh, took him all together too long to get up there, Jess. He's hurt his hip badly, I'm afraid.
Definitely when he was climbing those ropes, he wasn't real agile going up the ropes. He had trouble getting his balance up there, and it was enough time for Thornton to get the job done.
Pinning combination here, 1-2. No, look at the bridge on Thornton. Let me show you how to bridge, he said. Reversed it around, maybe looking for a backslide here. Nope. Rolls up a nice bridge on that. I don't think he can hold him. Yes, he got him.
I would call this an upset. Definitely
Holy
upset.
mackerel.
All right, nice maneuver. Very nicely done. Yeah, but your style is not anywhere similar to that of what we knew Alfred's to be, though, is it?
No, not really, no. Alfred was more of a judo, leg sweeps and things like that. More technical, really.
His is typical European style, where you keep very, very close to the opponent, and you never allow that opponent room to move, and you kind of smother all his movements, and I think he's just excellent at being able to do that.
Smothering one's movements can be a little tough to do sometimes.
Yes.
You see, in England, when you wrestle in Europe, if you're wrestling and you lose contact with a wrestler and he's on the floor, you've got to let him stand back to his feet.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go over and pick him up and do another hold. He gets to stand in 10 count for him to get back to his feet. So you got to stay close.
But you nonetheless have adapted very, very nicely to the catch-as-catch-can American style, and we welcome you into WWF. You're doing for yourself a fabulous job.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, we'll be back as we continue with more TNT. Stay with us. Back with more TNT. In a moment, we're going to be joined by an individual who has extraordinary athletic talent. You have to give him that for sure. Former title holder in the WWF, but an individual who aspires to be one of the great actors here in the United States, perhaps abroad as well. Managed by Mr. Fuji, would you please welcome the magnificent Muraco.
your lordship, you're gonna...
You always elicit a response, be it negative or positive, Mr. Muraco.
I'm exciting.
Exciting.
I am magnificent. I'm what's happening right now, right today, right this minute. Me and Mr. Fuji got it down so well. Not only do we hurt people as good as we can hurt people, but now we are producing, we are directing, we are starring. We got it all.
Well, now you mentioned that. You know, at one time we saw your acting debut in, was it Fuji Bandito?
Well, that was the follow-up.
That was the follow-up.
Fuji General. It was
Fuji General.
It was a little thing after they begged me and Fuji to come on Search for Tomorrow that we put together, and
the World Search for Tomorrow. I'm not too sure about them begging you, but nonetheless.
And yeah, so it was a little thing that our fans had asked for, that we've gradually progressed to the point now where I think we'll be nominated for several awards.
So several awards.
Oh, without a doubt. I have not only just one of the members of my cast is the Women's World Heavyweight Champion wrestler.
You're sure to get an award for that. All right, we're going to take you now to Joint in Progress, a match with you versus Mr. Saxon. So let's take you now to the videotape, the Magnificent Muraco.
Well, you know what he's doing. When the people start hollering beach bomb, it does bother him. He gets angry about it. And you saw what happened. He's taking it out of Michael Saxon. He came in very bitter the way he attacked Saxon. And I think it's because of the people hollering beach bomb. He really hates that.
Muraco drives the knee to the back of Michael Saxon. Front face lock of sorts. Although getting more than just the face, underhooking your shoulder. Muraco, I forgot what his listed weight was. I would assume around the 260 some odd pound mark, maybe 270.
268, but I'll tell you, he looks more than that to me. He really does. Muraco to me looks like a 285 pounder.
He is a mountain of muscle, Muraco is. And one of the few wrestlers that really has all of the tools, the agility, the scientific knowledge as well. Although thus far in this matchup, we have seen some, but not much, of the scientific knowledge.
His moves, I think his moves dictate his style of wrestling. Sometimes he comes in there and you'll see that 85% of the match will be nothing but scientific wrestling. I guess he wants to show the people just what kind of a wrestler he is. But he came in today and look at him. He's just pounding this Mike Saxon. He hasn't used a legal hold except for that front face lock.
There's a maneuver for you. Magnificent Muraco in total control of this match at the moment. They do not like him here.
You know what
I don't believe he's liked all that well back in his native Hawaii.
You know what he just signaled, I was going to say. He signaled for that pile driver, and here it comes. Ooh! They just see that.
Wow. And a 3 count.
All right.
You know, that man, before he went into the ring, he was 6'3", and now he's only 5'10 and a half.
You find that quite humorous, Mr. Muraco. I mean, actually, that is a very, very dangerous hold. Maybe the most dangerous in professional wrestling.
I think so. I think so. I think I love when I get them upside down. They lose complete track of where they are. When I have their head locked between my legs, and when I drive it through the mat, I can hear every vertebrae in their body pop. And so can Mr. Fuji.
Oh, I love it.
And you never see the smile. I love to make this man smile.
That'll definitely make him smile. Mr. Fuji is so sadistic. I mean, look at that face.
What are you looking at?
That's a face Cecil B. DeMille would have been dying for.
Really?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, now, your Hollywood contacts, you mentioned Cecil B. DeMille. I mean, your Hollywood contacts, you're really hoping to land a very, very big part in a major motion picture now, are you not?
I don't know. I don't know just yet.
I mean, we saw Fuji General, which was a horrible piece of work, I've got to say.
Yeah.
Then Fuji Bandito was maybe...
Gene Suskind here, who's it?
No, it's just,
It's his name.
just one man's opinion, that's all. But the second piece was Fuji Bandito was a little...
Action-packed, emotional, thrilling, guns going off, pretty ladies.
I know, but Fuji with the bullet, give me a break. He looked as much as a
That hat has become a symbol of life.
Now, what can we understand now that...
Symbolism. See, you don't know meaning of deep things. See, you're a very shallow person. I can tell that on the surface by the way you surround, what you surround yourself with. You have to know depth. You have to
No
know
offense,
emotion.
Lord Alfred Hayes. Are we... All right, so when we return, we're gonna take a look at Fuji Chan.
Awesome.
Fuji Chan. From the Charlie Chan type?
From the Charlie Chan, Ichiban.
The number one son stuff and all of that?
Number one son.
Huh? All of that?
Got it
Fuji
all.
Chan.
Yes.
Now
Got
this
it
you produced, directed,
Hallelujah.
and
That's
starred, and the whole thing.
Produce, star, direct.
Oh, 9 yards.
Foot the whole bill. You got it.
All right, so when we return, then we're gonna have Fuji Chan. All right, and in just a few moments, it'll be the moment we have all been waiting for. This is the creme de la creme. This is the piece de resistance. It's known as Fuji Chan, and this is your cast, right?
From left to right, the fabulous Freddie Blassie, the fabulous Mula, of course, Mr. Fuji, and Mr. Phillips.
Number one son. Number one son. All right, you produced this. You directed it and starred in it. And there are no excuses for if the audience doesn't like it, right?
Oh, there's probably a lot of excuses for the audience.
All right. We'll take that up when we return. Let's take you now to Fuji Chan.
Oh, Captain Dan, I can't wait to hear about Dr. Bigger's expeditions down the Nile.
Yes, I understand he made a startling discovery, and he's going to present it here at my party.
I've heard Dr. Biggers has found the lost sassafras stone, which should prove for an interesting evening.
What do you mean?
Don't you know?
No.
Professor Muraco has spent his life searching for that stone. He knows it's worth a fortune, and he'll be jealous of the publicity Dr. Biggers gets.
Professor Muraco is in India. There's no way he'll be here tonight.
Perhaps you underestimate the power of the professor.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Chauncey Biggers of the Thames Bay Company.
3 cheers for Dr. Biggers.
Hip, hip, hooray!
Hip, hip, hooray!
Hip, hip, hooray!
Thank you for the warm welcome. It's so nice to be loved.
Professor Muraco. I'm sorry I didn't get to introduce you, Professor, but did I ever tell you about the time?
Out of my way, fool! I've come here to settle a score with the good Dr. Biggers.
Please, I'll have no foul play at my party. Besides, the doctor was just about to tell us of his journeys.
I'm afraid that foul play is the only thing Professor Muraco knows.
You misjudge me, Doctor. I've come only to hear your lecture just like the others.
So then let the doctor speak.
Isn't this exciting?
I am truly lucky to be here tonight. After 6 days without food or water, my guides were killed by tigers, crocodiles, and disease. But in spite of all, I pushed on. And thanks to a tremendous amount of good fortune and a friendly native, I discovered this magnificent, this beautiful, this startling, and mysterious sassafras stone. Yes, I am truly lucky to have survived all those hardships and to be here tonight with... Ah!
Dr. Biggers!
He's dead.
The stone is missing!
If only that great detective from Honolulu were here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Inspector Fuji Chan.
Greetings. I'm sorry I'm late, but number one son, very like dew on lawn of morning. Confucius say, he who hesitates gets the worm.
Oh man. Hey, look at here, y'all. What's going down?
I understand you have murder here tonight.
What makes you think it was a murder?
Great Scott, man. Professor Biggers is lying on the floor with a knife in his back.
And the sassafras stone is missing.
Sounds like circumstantial evidence to me.
A clue will speak for themselves. Bad alibi like smell of old lunch cannot stand the taste of time.
Oh, Mr. Chan, you must clean up this mess. The press will be here soon, and it'll mean a scandal on the society pages.
Confucius say, you can't hurry love or investigation.
Come on, Pops, man, you rapping trash, dude. That was Lady Diana Ross, Mama.
Number one sound, like spare tire, should stay in car.
Look, Mr. Chan, even I can tell who the murderer is. It's Professor Muraco. He's been jealous of Dr. Biggers' career his whole life. Finding the sassafras stone was the final straw. He killed for the stone, for the money it would bring, and for the fame of being the #1 explorer in the world.
And I'll bet he even has the stone with him now.
Confucius say, jumping to conclusion, like jumping ship can only get all wet.
Hey, check it out, Pops. That's where it's happening.
Initial PM. Professor Muraco, perhaps.
Perhaps. Mr. Chan, this is an open and shut case. Arrest that man.
Mystery like teenage complexion. Doesn't seem to want to clear up, but most admit initial very incriminating.
What? Just because the knife has a PM on it? Maybe the Prime Minister did it. Maybe it just means that he was killed in the evening.
Hey, that's a good one, Professor.
Look, Mr. Chan, the stone, it's in the professor's pocket.
Professor, future like April sky, starting to cloud up.
Wait a minute. I can explain everything. He willed it to me. Dr. Biggers and I were old friends. He wanted me to have it.
Story like bitter medicine, hard to swallow. You come with me.
Hooray! Hooray!
Oh. Much better than humble detective salary. Would you like to conclude Dr. Bigger victim of suicide?
Take a bow. Take a bow.
You know, that only goes to prove that we four can do anything. Be it from the art of committing mayhem, the art of making movies, or the art of making love. We're the best.
That was, I think, perhaps, without a doubt. I mean, we saw Fuji General and Fuji Bandito. And on a scale of 1 to 10, that was probably a 1.5. I don't think this last piece made it to 1. That was the worst piece of television I've ever seen in my life. That was horrible.
You're not serious, I know.
You're sitting here by yourself.
You fancy yourself as an actor?
Second-rate announcer, somebody that can't even lace Jesse Ventura or Roddy Piper's shoes, and you sit next to Freddie Blassie. You sit next to the world champion. You sit next to Mr. Fuji. You sit, never mind, and you sit next to me. Hey, I know that we all know talent. This has
just
been
one question.
You have
one
been
question.
treated.
If you have talent,
I want to shake the hands of the greatest director
if you have
of all
talent,
time.
then Fuji should be able to repeat after me. Circumstantial evidence.
Circumstantial evidence.
So you blew it again.
What have they blew? This is very good talking.
Say test. Make them say test.
Could you say test?
Taste.
That's right. See? I told you.
I rest my case. We'll be back with more TNT. Stay with us. By the way, next week on TNT, to join us will be the Junkyard Dog, Jesse the Body Ventura will be here, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Captain Louis Albano, and the Animal, George the Animal Steele. Should be a most interesting event next week on TNT. Right now, however, we would like to ask the audience to, if they would please, vote by way of applause for the worst actor in Fuji Chan. So let's get the applause meter working, and we will introduce Mr. Blassie. Your applause, please, for the worst actor. Fabulous Moolah. Mr. Fuji for worst actor. Mel Phillip for worst. And the magnificent Muraco. You win, pal. Congratulations, magnificent Muraco, the worst actor.
More than they did for me.
Stay tuned for more TNT next week. Thanks for joining us. So long.